Hi everybody, Grand Rising. So this AM morning message, I think we would still do a Astro-Tarot reading. It's different forms that I do Astro-Tarot readings too, just so you guys know. This is just one form of how I do it. Anywho, so I want to talk about Maat principles and living Maat this morning, and how just a few of those principles help you abide by all of them and live a righteous life, live a free life, live a life that has less resistance and allows you to be your best self with simplicity. So first, let's talk about the 7 principles, right? You have truth, justice, balance, harmony, order, reciprocity, and propriety, right? So with three of those, no, I'm gonna say 3 of them. 3 of them will allow you to operate in all of them. And that is truth, propriety, and reciprocity. Let's talk about it. Truth. What is truth? What does it mean to operate in truth? In the most simplest form, truth is what is operating closest to source. It is what comes directly from source. And that's on every level. When you're talking about just basic everyday life, dealing with people. I don't know if you guys have ever played that game. I talk about this all the time because I play for fun with the kids, my nephews, nieces, and stuff sometimes, just to get this message across, so they don't grow up and be gossipers and stuff like that, because that is poison and it is deadly and it is act against truth. Because just like that game, and then for those of you who have never played that game, and you are parents or teachers or anything of that nature, you could play it with adults. Like, 'cause adults normally get in on the games when I'm playing with my nephews, nieces, and all of that anyway. So the way you play the game, someone starts it off, right? You have a circle of people. First person starts it off and whispers something in the ear of the person next to them. That person has to say the exact same message to the next person, and so on and so on and so on. And then the last person says the message out loud. The message is never the same by the time it gets to the last person. It may not even be close majority of the time, and people really are trying. So what that goes to say is, however how many ears it touched, how many people it touched, it was diluted, it was altered. Their perspective, their hearing, their understanding was added to it, and it was no longer truth. The farther it went from the source, it was no longer true. Now, you can relay that to whatever you decide source is. Is it your soul? Is it what you know to be God? And what that is? That omnipresence, that abundant life force energy, that grand consciousness that is forever moving, forever creating, and forever living. Is it nature? Is it the cosmos? Is it science? Is it whatever it is that you understand on a metaphysical level that cannot be swayed? It just is. The farther things go from what just is, the farther it strays from truth. So the closer you operate in source, that is pure, and I mean pure like water. And what do I mean by pure like water? I don't just mean that because water has all those minerals in life. Water is one of the things that I think I was even watching a stand-up. I think it was Cat Williams, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was Cat Williams, but he was talking about water. It's something that you know God made, because it's one of the only things that you have the recipe to, but man can't make it. That's truth. That's truth. That is the recipe of truth. You can memorize it all you want, but you can't make it. You can't make it up. It just is. So those things in life that are like water, if you operate in that, you operate in truth.